20. Last 20. May lingon pa ba ito? May lingon ulit. May lingon daw ulit. Sa ulit.
Kay Mon. Just a couple of days shy of retirement, COMELEC Commissioner Guanzon has made public her separate opinion on the disqualification cases against Bongbong Marcos. She is also urging fellow commissioners to resign alongside her, saying that the integrity of the poll body is now in question. Authorities are verifying a supposed assassination plot targeting former Senator Bongbong Marcos. The report stems from a TikTok video which supposedly contains details about the kill plot. It's the last day of the no vaccine, no ride policy in Metro Manila, with the region reverting to alert level 2 status starting tomorrow. We'll get updates from the ground on how the last day of implementation is going. A House panel wants Pharmally executives charged with syndicated estafa. This is still in connection to the questionable procurement of pandemic supplies. And in sports, the Philippine women's football team makes history after securing the country's first ever spot at the FIFA World Cup. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Metro Manila reverts to alert level 2 status tomorrow, and along with that comes the lifting of the no vaccine, no ride policy. To give us the latest from on the ground, we have Mon Gualvez joining us live from Manila. Mon, how was the last day of implementation of the no vaccine, no ride policy that has been very confusing and controversial?
Yes, Sean, the no vaccination, no ride policy will be lifted starting tomorrow. And with today being the last day of the policy, authorities have started being less strict in implementing the controversial rule.
Agency for Traffic or IAC placed a checkpoint along Quirino Highway in Malditas, Quezon City on Monday morning, one day before the automatic lifting of the no vaccination, no ride policy. This comes as Metro Manila reverts to alert level 2 starting February 1. But unlike before, they are more lax in its implementation. Authorities only asked commuters to raise their vaccination cards. They also did not look for other IDs to validate the vaccine cards.
Hindi na po namin masyadong iniisa-isa kasi nakikita naman po namin sa mga pasahero talaga sumusunod po sila. Para hindi na rin po sila masyadong maabala.
IAC said that there are fewer unvaccinated passengers and drivers apprehended in the past days.
Most of our passengers po, magmula po sa jeep, sa UB, sa buses, compliant po talaga. May kompleto sila sa mga vaccination cards nila. Wala na kami nakikitang walang dala noon.
Some commuters were in favor of lifting the no-vax, no-ride policy, while others were not.
Mas okay po kasi minsan nakakalimutan namin yung vaccination card eh.
Mas okay nga yun, sir, kasi hindi na hassle sa katulad sa amin na commuter, lalo na pag ganito na medyo nagmamadali.
Actually, para sa akin, kailangan pa rin po ng vaccination card para ma-categorize po talaga kung sino yung mga vaccinated or hindi, para mas safe din po sa publiko.
IAC clarifies only the no vax, no ride policy will be halted starting tomorrow, meaning the implementation of the 70% seating capacity in PUVs continues along with other traffic rules.
As restrictions ease, IAC reminds PUV drivers not to exceed the maximum cap of passengers.
Ibinaba lang po yung alert level 3 to level 2. Pero po yung seating capacity, ganun pa rin po. Wala pa po sinasabi ang IATF regarding that. Kuya, itong basta to.
Sean, despite the lifting of the no vaccination, no ride policy, the Transportation Department will still allow drivers to ask their passengers for their vaccination cards for everyone's safety. But the difference starting tomorrow is that it's no longer mandatory. Sean?
All right, thank you so much for that update, and do stay safe out there. Mon Gualvez joining us live from the streets of Manila. And authorities are validating an alleged kill plot against presidential bet Bongbong Marcos. The Justice Department Cybercrime Office said it received a tip over the weekend about a supposed assassination plot against the former senator. This information was based on a video shared on the social media app TikTok. The video had a comment stating that, quote, "We are meeting every day to plan BBM's assassination." The Justice Department says it is taking this matter very seriously and is now validating the report with the help of the NBI. The National Police Force is also coordinating with other agencies as well as the camp of Marcos Jr. in looking into the incident.
And our commitment is for a peaceful election. If there is such a report, we will work on it. Automatic po, pinapa-verify namin yan.
We'll be back with more stories after this short break. Keep it here on One News. You are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Pharmally Commissioner Rowena Guanzon has released a copy of her separate opinion on the disqualification cases against presidential bet Bongbong Marcos. This comes as the main decision is yet to be released by the ponente of the case. Greg Gregorio with the rest of the story.
Pharmally Commissioner Rowena Guanzon is set to end her term this week, but her plan of having zero backlogs is in jeopardy. This, as the First Division's main decision on Bongbong Marcos' disqualification cases remains pending.
My duty is not to protect their reputation. My duty is to protect the people from disqualified candidates. I don't care about their individual reputations. When we took office, this is a public trust.
Guanzon, set to retire in February 2, released on Monday a copy of her separate opinion on the disqualification petitions against Marcos Jr. In it, she said Marcos is still disqualified from running for president since his 4 counts of tax violation involves a crime with moral turpitude.
I say again, I voted to disqualify Marcos Jr. because he was convicted of an offense involving moral turpitude.
Guanzon is now urging the ponente of the case, her fellow Commissioner Amy Ferolino, to pen the main decision. She says the decision, whether favorable to her or not, will be raised to the Supreme Court anyway. Meanwhile, the COMELEC says Guanzon's separate opinion may lose value if the main decision is released after her retirement.
Kasi hindi na rin siya member ng commission at that point. Kailangan ang magde-decide sa kaso, miyembro ng komisyon.
This is why Guanzon is suspecting that someone is controlling the process and causing the delay.
Kasi hindi naman gagawin to ni Commissioner Perolino na mag-isa lang siya. Kabago-bago niyang commissioner.
With this, Guanzon called on COMELEC Chairman Sharif Abbas to step in. She also challenged Ferolino and other commissioners to resign with her.
Let us all resign together! I will forfeit all my benefits! Retirement pension, sino tinatakot nyo? Sirang-sira na yung institusyon ng COMELEC at nahihiya na kami. Hindi pa ba tayo nahihiya nito?
Commissioner Ferolino has yet to respond to the issues as of writing time. Abbas, meanwhile, remained mum on the issue. COMELEC spokesman James Jimenez, for his part, says the chairman's intervention is not yet required since the problem is only at the division level. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
The Philippine women's football team booked the country its first ever FIFA World Cup spot after beating Chinese Taipei. Marty Bautista with that story.
Pinoy football fans were ecstatic after the Philippine women's team secured its first ever FIFA Women's World Cup berth. The Malditas defeated Chinese Taipei via penalty shootout in the quarterfinals of the AFC Women's Asian Cup in India. Serena Bolden delivered the win after 3 crucial saves from Philam keeper Olivia McDaniel. McDaniel herself scored a penalty to force the sudden death. The Philippines drew first blood in the crucial match as Quinley Quezada found the back of the net in the 49th minute. But Chinese Taipei's Zhu Lingping evened the score at 1 apiece with a goal in the 82nd minute. Sports personalities like Kiefer Ravena, Eliza Valdez, CJ Perez, and Heidelin Diaz showed support for the Malditas online. The Lady Booters will face South Korea this Thursday for the semis. A win brings them to the finals to face either China or Japan. The 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup will be jointly hosted by Australia and New Zealand in July next year. For News 5, Marty Bautista, we are One News.
Let's take a quick look at today's other top stories. A lower house panel recommends the filing of syndicated estafa charges against Pharmally executives. This is still over their role in the questionable procurement of pandemic supplies. The House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability wants charges filed against Wang Ziyan, siblings Mohit and Twinkle Dargani, Lincoln Ong, and Crizel Grace Mago. The committee also recommended to abolish the Budget Department's Procurement Service Office. Pag-asa says the country will continue to experience La Nina or above average rainfall in the next 3 months. However, the Weather Bureau noted that some areas may still experience below normal rainfall during the same period. These are the Ilocos region, the Cordilleras, a portion of Central Luzon, Occidental Mindoro, and Palawan. Music streaming giant Spotify will be adding a content advisory on any podcast that discusses COVID-19. This is after singer-songwriters Neil Young and Joni Mitchell announced that they will be removing their music from Spotify after some misinformation about vaccines were reported on the platform. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.